Hey, it's a special day at SmartWatch Ticks, a YouTube channel. This is an unboxing of something new. We're going to see what it is. Now, before I really get into this, I want to tell you, I've been trying to draw a line between, I do smartwatches. It's SmartWatch Ticks. And there's other things that are kind of smell like smartwatches but aren't really, like fitness bands, right? And then along comes this thing. All right, is it a band or is it a watch? Well, the reason I was confused is when you look at it, and this one comes from Geekbuying, a shout out to these guys who will have a link in the show notes to purchase this if you like this overview of this device. The reason it's like more of a smart watch than a fitness band is all the things that it can do. When you take a look, it has the heart rate monitor stuff. It has a skin temperature measurement, which is interesting, an automatic activity tracker. But when you look at the details of it, in addition to all of that, it can do the phone call reminder stuff, the health tracker, the pedometer, sedentary reminder, sleep monitor, anti-lost, alarm time. It's everything you see in these tethering kind of smartwatches. I don't know about notification pushes and stuff. And phone call reminder, we're going to have to look at that. But anyway, a lot of this stuff is very similar to what you find on a smartwatch. And because of that and the additional fitness capability that's built into it, it seemed like it was worth a look when we were offered this watch thing, whatever. But I am trying to avoid getting into the whole fitness band arena. There's thousands of them out there. You think there's a lot of watches. Oh my goodness. But this thing is wide enough, with a big enough to display to, anyway, I'm going to call it a watch, okay? All right, thanks. And it's called the Hesvit G1 band by Hesvit. Let's open it up, see what it looks like. Guess we got to peel these things back. Are you guys into fitness? Hope so. I got other, if you like fitness stuff, there's several watches out there. The AI watch, one of them is more fitness oriented. We've got some that do all sorts of good stuff. Wow, look at all this. So be sure to check out the other videos on the channel. In fact, I'll set up a playlist on fitness related stuff, okay? We could put bags of candy in here. You go out and exercise, so then you get, that would be fun. Have a little treat. I have not seen packaging like this before. Yeah, they spent some time designing this one, didn't they? Look at that. It's kind of like what comes inside your shoes when you buy them. All right. Let's try and get this out. Wow. Okay. Tiny little thing, as most of the fitness bands are. Take the cover off, put it on the shoe thing, pop that in the box, and that's it. Looks like there's a cover for charging on the very bottom. I've never seen it like that before. And it covers, so it's going to keep the sweat off of you. There's a button thing there, gold button, and then there's your heart rate monitor. It looks like the advanced kind with 2 diodes on either side and the display in the middle. So maybe we've got accurate heart rate. That would be really cool. And 1 button on the front. And it's got its name on here too. Let's see what else came with it. I presume we've got a charger at least. Yep. USB charger. Nothing fancy. Sometimes they're extra long because of a recess in the watches. We've seen that. But this looks like you can use any, including this one, USB charger. And then we have, wow, a book, not a manual, a book. Oh my goodness. Wow. All right, usually I go through this page by page. And you know what? Well, it's a bunch of different languages, so maybe it's not all that long. All right, let's try it. I was going to say I can't. Yeah, look at all the languages this manual is in. This is an international watch. All right, the quick start guide gives you an idea of how to get it going. Hope that's readable for you. It should be. Another page. One of the interesting things in the realm of fitness-related products is the not so much the unit itself, although that's an interesting thing. It's the app that you actually tether it to your phone. If that's a decent app that can really accumulate your data in a way that it can present it to you in graphs and can give you some statistics and maybe even allow you to export it in a format that can be imported by other things like Google Fit, stuff like that, then you got yourself something really nice. All right, that's it for the manual. Well, I'm going to charge it up, turn it on, play with it a little bit so I can figure out how it works, and we'll be back with a first look. Well, here we are, all charged up. You can see it shows the time up at the top, 2:05. I've done a little bit of data today, 5,026 steps. I needed to hit 5,000, I'll tell you why. I've got some other data in there, and yeah, that's about it. It's a little band. I found out from checking the manual that that little the gold thing is the temperature probe for your body temperature. That, of course, is the heart rate monitor. This is where the USB cable went that I charged it, and I can't really get it to go back in there well. So this is not a waterproof watch. Even though they got the little protector from the sweat from your skin, yeah, I don't like the location. That's challenging because I did work up a sweat, and that could get moisture in here, even if it isn't raindrops itself. It's body humidity, not a good thing. But anyway, let's talk about this. There is no barcode to scan, but you do need an app. So reading the little manual, I found out that if you go to the Google Play Store and put in that word, you can come up with the app that interfaces with this watch. And this app is called the Hesvit Band. And what it basically does is all of these things. It gives you the ability for doing tracking your steps, your sleep quality. It does your heart rate and skin temperature. It does your current wrist temperature and humidity and live data for atmospheric pressure and altitude. You know what? That's not this one. This app works with two different products, and that's the other product, I'm pretty sure, because we don't have any of that kind of stuff. And it does count down days to the next reminder, supposedly. Fairly recently updated, so that's the app. When you install the app, I'm going to show you some of their pictures because I don't have enough data to make it really meaningful. You are registered as me. You can actually create different accounts, so I presume you can pass this device around in the family, and each of you could have it Bluetooth to your phone and be a different user. So that's pretty cool. You have this kind of data that it will report to you, and you have the ability to do graphs. So you have this graphing that shows your walking steps and your running steps. I'm not sure how it keeps track of that. There's only one button here, and what it does is three things. If you just tap it, it turns on a backlight. If you tap it and hold it for 2 seconds, it will calibrate, or it'll calculate your heart rate. And if you tap and hold it for 10 seconds, it will go through and you can set the time. Okay? But that's all that button can do. So separating walking from running steps has got to be something that is an intelligent feature of the device to the app. You also have the sleep monitor reporting of your light sleep versus deep sleep in graphic and written format. As long as you wear the thing at night, it will do all of that business for you. And you can have these graphs here that will show your heart rate and your wrist skin temperature plotted against each other for a day or a week at a time. Not only that, you can have wrist humidity, wrist temperature, and barometric pressure, which again, I don't believe applies to this one because I don't see that data when I access what I've got on the watch itself. All right, let's look at my implementation of this. When I bring up the app and it connects, and none of this data is in there now, it now starts synchronizing it. Check the numbers, see if anything changes. And it does. Okay, there's the steps I did, the mileage, 2.2 miles, and the calories burned, and I haven't slept with it, so sleep time, and the heart rate is an F. And honestly, folks, I'm going to give the whole thing an F when it comes to heart rate. Let me tell you about that. Oh, and here's your body temperature. It's currently 84.7 degrees Fahrenheit. It's showing 85.1. Let me try syncing it again. That could be a residual artifact. It's 84.3. There's the 84.7. It just changed slightly. So it's not live updated. It does update as you touch the button. And there it is, the 84.3. But about the F. The F in this is that I put this band on, and I had it really tight. I had it really loose. I had it slightly loose. I had it on the top of my arm. I put it on the bottom of my arm. I had it on my left wrist, and I put it on my right wrist. And I could not, in any one of those situations, get a heartbeat. The only way I got it was like this. I put my finger over the diodes. My dry finger, once my finger got wet from working out, it wouldn't even do this. But I put the band on so it was loose, and I could slide my finger underneath between my skin and the band. I stopped walking. I held very still. I pressed this for 2 seconds. The little heart thingy started flashing, and after a while, an extensive while, way more than on a regular smartwatch, I was able to actually get a pulse. Now, the nice thing I liked about it is it gave me a pulse, and then it shifted slightly, and it looked like it was doing an average to get me a better reading. And I think the reading I was getting was pretty decent. Yeah, the diodes are going. I'm going to dry my finger off again. It just doesn't work. If it worked, it would be really cool, because some of the stuff that's in the app is really nice to work with. Is that in focus? Yeah, see, it stopped completely. I'll try it one more time. Press and hold till it starts flashing. Now, while I'm going on about this, you can set alarms, and I couldn't get the darn thing to alarm. The only one I got was when I did the step at 5,000. It's incremented like in 5,000 step increments, which is kind of high. I wish it was in like, you could set it to at least 1,000. But the first level is 5,000, then 10, then 15, and so forth. And so I set it at 5,000, and sure enough, I was monitoring it. Right when it hit 5,000, I got like 3 vibrations in the band, and I was aware that there was something happening. But I'd set my pulse for a high level, like 130, and I was pushing 135 at one point when I took the pulse, but it didn't vibrate. Also, it's not continuous. See, it's not getting it at all. It's not continuous pulse rate. It's either when you press and hold it, or it's according to a schedule that you put in the app. And the default schedule is once an hour. Yeah, nothing like working out, trying to be in your fitness zone and getting your pulse read once an hour, huh? Yeah. There's a cloud update, but you got to log in to do that. There are more, share, and help, and more takes you into all of this stuff, which is where you can set up your profile. That's you, and it gives you the default stuff it has set, and you can adjust that. It's in feet right now. However, you can turn everything metric, and we'll show you that. You've got your account, but you got to be logged in. I haven't created one, so I have no idea about that. Your health report, your ranking, and your these things are all related to the account. You go into the settings, and this is where, as it's connecting to the device, that you can set these different things up. Okay, that's the device, is the Hesvit G1. It says you have to unbound it to change it. They have 2 different ones. When you first turn it on, it's going to try and connect, and it's going to show a serial number on the display, and you have to enter that display on your phone, and then they're going to be connected. You don't have to go through the Bluetooth setup. That's pretty cool. Here's where you can set your step target, reminders. Oh, look at that. Now it is working in 1,000 increments, starting at 2,000. When I first turned it on, it wasn't that way. Okay, I must have graduated to where they're flexing it off a bit. So you can set it to whatever level you want and turn the step reminder on. you can set your walking step length and your running step length. Now, this is something we all should know. And you could use this band perhaps to do that, or use a smartwatch. Anyway, what you can do is, if you have a calibrated mile, let's say, in your neighborhood, you know the mile markers are accurate, you can, with anything that will count steps accurately for you, you can start walking those steps, right? And when you get to the end, you have your number of steps. You know it was a mile. You can do some basic math, converting the mile to inches, and then dividing it by steps, and come up with what your walking step length is. Well, in this case, decimals of feet, if it's in metric, it's centimeters. And you do that whole thing walking, and if you can run a mile, you do the whole thing running, and then you just simply divide, and that gives you your average walking and running rate that should calibrate nicely to match up with your particular body. And on the devices that have this ability, this is really, really good. It first of all, it's got it, which is nice, and it's got it for both walking and running, which is even better. How the device knows whether you're walking and running, I still don't know, but you saw that it gave us data on walking and running. And it does not have GPS, so it's not seeing how fast you're going because of a GPS thing. But you can put that stuff in the detail input. Okay, here's our units conversion. We can go back to metric if we want to. And again, like I said, all of your stuff will be in centimeters. Now, you can calculate and put in your basal metabolism if you know how to do that in kilocalories. And you can put in your sleep time. Your target sleep time, 7 to 9 hours is a good average. How it knows when you went to sleep and when you woke up, I don't know. 12 or 24-hour format, the alarm for your heart rate. If it exceeds that, it's supposed to beep for you. Here's your measuring frequency. The lowest is once every 5 minutes, and the default is, and highest, is once an hour. And it would automatically then calculate your pulse and record it in the device, and then when you sync it over here, you should be able to see it in those graphs. And what about those graphs? This is sharing your records. You have to log in. Oh yeah, it'll link to QQ Health, but I went online on the Google Play Store, and I don't see an app called QQ Health in my country, and it may be in China, but it's not available. So it's nice that this has the ability to export to other apps, but right now it's limited. It appears to be just that one. You can set it to auto upload, I guess, to the cloud, all of that. So we're back here, and oh, I just touched something. Okay, I guess each of these has its own graph. So let's walk through them. There's the workout from today. This is my walking. These are all walking steps. I don't have running steps. This is the time, and those are the steps. My biggest walking was between 10:17 and 11:07. Then I was driving, and then there's 53 steps at that point, 13 steps to get to Taco Bell, and da-da-da-da-da, right? For adding up to that. I don't know how it does it, but there's the magic, and it shows you in a bar graph of day, week, or month what your data looks like for your workout. Then there's your mileage, and it shows you basically how much mileage you accumulated. And this is in kilometers, and it's based on the correct entry of the walking centimeters times the steps. That's all they're doing there. But it gives you that data, so you really need that accurate. The calories burned is all through the formula that calculates that based on your age and height and all that, or the kilocalorie entry you put in the data field. And sleep time. I haven't slept yet, but it would tell you your awake time, your light sleep, and your deep sleep in the range of when you supposedly laid down to go to bed. Maybe it knows that too. Google does. I mean, right? They know when you're asleep. They know when you're awake. They know when you've been good. They know when you've been bad. So for goodness sakes, be good. Heart rate, Fail, fail, fail. These are the ones that I got when I actually was able to put my finger on it and get a reading. And I have it set for taking it every 5 minutes, so it's been doing that. There I got one at 53, which is definitely not right. 83 there, 77, 83. Don't know what the red means versus the black. 110, this is when I was out walking. 127. So I'm getting some readings. They're all over the place, but it is actually showing up. Yeah, you can slide this so you can get it to come in and give you the readings that way too if you see some peaks that you're interested in examining. And then your body wrist temperature. And there's the graph for all of that and how it has changed over time. And it's taking it on the hour, every hour, it looks like. Nope, there we are in the 5-minute zone. Okay. So it matches up with the heart rate. When it does a heart rate, it takes a temperature reading and it combines the two together into the graph. Really could be some interesting information here if the darn thing worked. The steps seem to work. Again, I don't know the difference between running and walking, but it apparently does. It looks like it should be waterproof. It looks like you could be able to swim with it, but there's this. So I wouldn't try it. I really wouldn't. And unless and until that heart rate monitor starts working properly, I mean, I shouldn't have to shave my arm, right, to do it. I can get readings from a regular smartwatch. I'm just really sad that this does not properly do the heart rate measurement. But it does have its own dedicated app that it connects to, and a higher version of this band can do all those other things it was talking about, barometric pressure and all the other stuff. So it's an interesting device. It's not what I thought in terms of a smartwatch. It has one little icon on the side that looks like a telephone right there next to that 0. And if your phone rings, I guess it vibrates your wrist and that thing flashes, and that's all you know about an incoming call. You don't have anything related to notifications. It's really not a tethering watch in the sense that it could be. No WhatsApp, no SMS, no Facebook, no Instagram, no Snapchat, no nothing. There's no remote camera capability. There's nothing really other than accumulation of fitness data. It's a fitness band, folks. It really is, and it's one that doesn't work that well. So I really don't recommend it. However, if you want to give it a try, if it's calling you, you can definitely pick one up at Geekbuying. They sent this one here, giving them an honest evaluation. They're a new partner with us, so they get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you're interested in this, check the link in the show notes, and there'll be a buying link for this Hesvit G1, right? Bluetooth 4.0. That's good. It's Bluetooth 4.0. Heart rate monitoring data accumulation tracker band. Thanks for watching. We're going to have more of these fitness kind of things, but they got to be more like a watch for me to be interested. So hang in there. We'll get it right.